Okay. And I think we are golden. Yeah, there we are. Hello, players. Welcome to our live stream. This is we're going to start the show at 12 o'clock our time, Pacific Standard Time. But before that, me and Henry are just meeting up. Going to check, make sure audio and everything's kind of good. Gonna have a bit of a conversation. If any of you jump in chat, we'll kind of say hi and toss out your questions. But Henry, hello.
Hello, Sean. It's me, Henry. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. You
I'm
are
coming in loud and clear. There's only one volume I come in usually, and that is loud.
at least it's clear. If it's loud and muffled, that's just not helpful for
No
anybody.
good. No bueno. Sean, it is great to hear from you. It's exciting to do another live stream. I understand that you want more camera time, but I still don't feel like that's a good excuse to not have me on camera.
Well, when we're back in office, I'll take half the screen, but
Right.
until then, I'll gleefully take up the full screen.
I have to understand that you are the star of the show, and it's important that people know that. So I understand that, but I also feel this is a bit underhanded of you to just get more screen time. You could have just asked. You didn't have to create this whole pandemic just so you could have a live stream all to yourself.
Well, this way was kind of behind the shadows. Nobody
I
knew that I
understand
did
that.
it.
I understand that.
That's kind of how you work in underground mafia.
I hear you.
You work
I
in the
hear you. Oh,
shadows.
that's right. Very good.
like
That's
like
right.
that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. That was very clever.
Thank you. Yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah, things. How are things going with you?
They're going really well. So my hair was getting pretty long. Uh, a
I saw
few
that.
a few comments came in on the Facebook there, um, and so what basically on our last couple live streams, a few comments came in that I had really long hair. Some players started kind of beaking me for it, and it totally fun and fair jibes. They said I looked like a surfer dude, and the only
You
surfing
kind
I
of.
do,
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah,
Have you ever been surfing?
no, the only surfing I ever do is on the internet.
Right.
But I surf every weekend if you count that as surfing.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I would.
I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went and I decided to cut my own hair. I went to go to get a haircut,
You
but there's,
cut your own hair?
yeah, the lineup.
Wow, I am impressed.
So the lineup at my barber was a bit too long.
Oh, okay, yeah, I
So
hear you.
I decided I'm going to cut my own hair.
A lot of
Um,
COVID haircuts needed, hey?
yeah.
I didn't get mine cut for about 4 months, I think, at one point. It was getting dangerously long. And I don't know how people with long hair do it. I mean, I like the way it looked. I have a giant head, so any way we can sort of make it look more normal, I'm a fan of. But
So
it was getting in my hair. I felt like I needed to wear a bandana. I totally understand 80s fashion now because there was so much hair that you really needed to take care of that. So I did get it cut mercifully, and now it's at a good length. I wouldn't say like as short as I'd like, but there are other factors.
I I like the long hair. I thought it looked fine.
Right.
However, my loving wife
Hmm.
didn't like it. So this is
Right.
the result. All right,
Right.
I'm gonna I'm gonna bravely show all the players.
Okay.
You ready? Ready for this? This is the butchering I did of my own hair. So I'm gonna keep the hat on after I start, but here it is. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick little spin. Right. Uh, I couldn't really see what I was doing back here,
Hmm.
so I just took the buzzer and just trusted
It
my
looks
hand.
good. Yeah,
I,
very
you,
sharp. I could say I think you look better with shorter hair. I think that's good.
oh well, thank you. I
Since we live together, it's really crucial that it matters what I think.
Yeah, no, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, you have to watch me on these live streams, so your opinion
I
does
can't believe you
matter.
did that yourself.
Yeah, well, so I've cut my hair before, but I definitely stop after a couple oopsies. So there's a
Right.
few spots that,
A few test runs.
yeah, a few little bit deep of a hair gouge in my hair, really. Um, just a flesh wound.
Right.
Yeah, so I cut it. I'm gonna maybe go get a proper haircut in a couple days, but we'll see. I'll see if it grows out and it looks okay. Then I'll live with it. But for now, I have to live with the haircut I did myself, and you know, I now have a newfound respect for barbers. But I guess they don't cut their own hair. They probably just ask a buddy to do it.
I would guess
Um,
so. Barbara, they have a tough job. Yes, as I grow older and wiser, I appreciate their skill even more. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like it's 12. We have a few people coming in, so what I'm going to do is we're going to just start the show. I'm going to hit the intro stinger, and here we go. Hello, players! Welcome to our raid game event show, our live stream. We're going to kind of run over the raid game. It's a new raid event that's coming out tomorrow, right? We start tomorrow. I'm going to run through that really quick so everybody kind of understands the rules, and this can be a little resource that people can look back to if they do kind of get a little confused. And then after that, we are going to just talk about a few other things, and then we're going to do some trivia. And today in trivia, we've actually bumped up the prize pool. So
What?
yeah, so
Oh,
we're now
sorry.
giving.
We haven't introduced me yet.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm just so shocked at the high amount of FP we're giving away. I couldn't help myself.
so I am joined here with Henry. We are both at different locations. We're doing our part to play a part together. So Henry, hello.
Hello, Sean. It is wonderful to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh gosh, I'm glad to have you, because these are always better when there's someone else. Because then I'm not just talking, into a camera. I'm talking into a microphone towards you.
We are having a wonderful conversation about our favorite game and our favorite group of players that all belong to Mob Wars LCN.
This is true. Speaking of our favorite players, we've upped the trivia points, or the trivia rewards, the FP that we're giving out for the trivia section. We're now giving away 50 FP for
Oh my
each
goodness.
question answered.
Well, that's very exciting.
Each player can only win once, so that's something to note. Even if you get all the answers right and you're the first one to answer all of them, you can only win once. So each question will give you 50. Yeah, that's a kind of the quick adjustment with that. And so I think we're just going to dive into it and dive into the new feature, which is our raid games.
Woo!
Okay, raid games. As you can see, we have this lovely graphic. This was done by our lovely graphic designer and our art team. Looks great. I always love when they do these kind of UI elements and they kind of have these little things popping out. Can I point at these?
Absolutely. That looks like an angry dog.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't own dogs.
That guy's like, "Hey, I told you to stay. Stay when I'm shooting." And the dog's like, "No way, I'm getting in there."
Yeah. Send the dog in first. Okay, so for the raid games. So Henry, do you want to introduce what the event is all about, the start of it?
Absolutely. So, it's kind of a twist on a familiar formula. Players aren't actually going to have to do all that much different than they do on the normal raids. So, as you can see, we have 5 teams. Each team is represented by a color. So, blue, red, purple, yellow, and green. The way it works is that these teams are going to be competing for raid actions. There's going to be a chart a little bit later on we can show you, but basically every checkpoint your team hits due to the collective actions of your team, you're going to be rewarded with an item. The team that gets to the end checkpoint first will win. They'll get bragging rights and they'll get an achievement. They'll get the gold medal achievement. And that's it. It's real simple, Sean. It's really great and amazing. And what it does is it's really ramped up the competitiveness and the collaboration of all our players. And so we're thrilled as to the performance of this feature on our other 3 games. And now we're bringing it to Mob Wars LCN. We've refined it. We're ready to go. So that is sort of in a nutshell what it's about. Are there any other details we want to mention, Sean, maybe?
Yeah, so within the event, you right now during the pre-registration, everybody can sign up with a team. Everybody only gets 1 team switch, so choose
And I can
wisely.
sign up, Sean. I can sign up right now. Even though the raids haven't started yet, I can sign up right now.
You can coordinate with your friends.
Better go do that right now.
If you want to join my team, I'm on Team Yellow.
I'm also on Team Yellow.
Yeah, that's the winner's team.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you join a team, so part of the team registration thing, you pick a team, you have 1 switch. So say you've decided your friends all jumped onto red instead of yellow because they made a huge mistake. And then and everybody wants to go and join yellow. When you are deciding to join a team, you have to be careful because sometimes when a team gets filled up, it actually can't be joined by other players. So as you can see here, kind of in the image I have Yeah, right here. Um, as basically how the event is currently structured is the teams are set so that as a team fills up, once it gets too far ahead of all the other groups, it gets locked
Hmm.
out. So then the
Right.
other teams have a chance to fill up their roster. So in that way, each team is even in terms of how many members they have.
Right.
And then that way, if you are planning to join, let's say you want to join purple in this example right here, and purple is taken up. Well, you're going to have to either keep an eye on it for when the other teams start filling up, and then purple allows more entries, or you are going to have to join one of the other raids.
Right.
You're allowed to switch anytime through the raid as long as you have your switch, unless you've claimed one of the prizes. So, what are the
Right.
prizes? Well, during the event, you and all of your team members, every action done on any raid, regardless of the owner of raid, it's your actions contribute to it. You build up the progress bar, and as you get to each little
There we go.
yeah, each little section, you kind of get to different checkpoints. Those then give you rewards. The rewards start out at common, and then as you get more and more and more, they go all the way up to premium. And the items that you get in there are going to be quite impressive. A lot of people are going to really love them, so they're all going to try and work towards them.
Right.
And on top of that, um, also, so there's the example of the progress bar filling up. Um, if you collect an item, you no longer can change teams. That's to prevent people from trying to, collect a Hall of One and jump to another team.
Right.
Once you collect, that's your team. You're committed. As you and your teammates kind of go through and hit all these checkpoints, you're actually in a race with all the other teams.
With the
Hence
other
the
four, with
games.
the other four teams, yeah, you want to get to the end
Yeah.
first so you can get that achievement.
And so you can see where you are in the standings. So in this example, I'm in blue team, and we are in second place with red beating us.
Right.
This in the real one, I'm going to be in yellow, and I'm going to do my best to make sure yellow gets first.
I gotta give a quick shout out to the mobile design team here. It looks fantastic on the app. It's very clean, very easy to understand and see visually where your team is at compared to other teams. Props to them. I think it looks great.
Yeah, and as you kind of progress, you'll see you go through, and then, as you were saying earlier, there's an achievement. So we have this new achievement where it goes to the team, everybody on the team. Depending on where you place, you get a different achievement. So everybody getting the first achievement is kind of bragging rights, right? Your
Right.
team was the first one to complete the entire progress bar. Uh, in this example, that is the achievement. Yeah, got the achievement. If you do have questions, you can always refer to this video. We'll also be around. You can always email us. But there's
Hmm.
also a little. You can press the little blue info button, and you can get a little rundown of the event.
Very
It's
cool.
going to function for the vast majority of players. It's going to function exactly like your regular raid. You jump into raids. You can join your
Right.
syndicate. You can join your friends. It doesn't matter if they're on, you know, green team, not yellow. You can join them wherever. As long as you're participating, you're building up
And that's
progress.
and that's really crucial. I want to say that again because I know we've got this question from some other players in some other games. It doesn't matter whose raid you join. Your actions will contribute to your team.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about, you know, which raid you join or if you want to hoard off other players or whatever. There's going to be a lot of raids out there. It's all about what actions the teams do. And we definitely encourage players to create team-based group chats based on their color. We see that pop
totally.
up almost right away. Definitely encourage players to do that. You definitely want to organize and collaborate as best as possible so you can beat those other teams.
And we've had a similar kind of event back when we did. It was the Mother's Day raid, but that one was a very individualized one. As you
Right.
as you progress through actions and attacks and heals, you won different the rewards, and they kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This is kind of a similar take, only it's more of kind of a team wide one. And so this is kind of brought on by some feedback from players, which is something that we want to get into, is because we're taking in feedback all the time. And, we got a little bit of feedback that players were like, well, I wanted to do this kind of event, but with teams, like with my friends. And so that's kind of where this event kind of spawned from. So as you go through the event, as you complete the event, please give us your feedback at the end of it and be like, hey, I
Yes.
liked this stuff about it. This stuff I wish was maybe differently, because that's what we want to hear. We make
Hmm.
changes based on players' feedback. Gosh, I love these graphics.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah,
And give it a chance. You may not like the idea of it to start. We did get some players say that in the other games as well. But by the end, we received very positive feedback. I mean, you're going to get whatever team you're on, you're going to get at least a few items. Because the way we even out the teams, and I thought it was a
Yeah.
really great way to see maybe players that don't normally team up do team up because they're on they're
That
on the red team or the purple team or what have you. So
that's also
keep
kind of the
that in
fun.
mind, and
Yeah.
I think you're going to really enjoy it.
That's also kind of the fun is you may end up being on the same team as someone who you've maybe butt heads with before. Maybe they were your rival. They're on your list. They're on your fight list all the time. Well, you guys can work together, and you can still throw them, the odd punch and toss them on the hit list. But yeah, it's a pretty great event because you get guaranteed items right as you go through, and the
Absolutely.
items get quite strong. Um, so yeah, and you can check the items basically as you go through, and you collect them.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's really kind of the raid game event. I'm just gonna quickly scan and see. Um, really, okay, there's not too many questions about the event. I think it's because I think the event is easy enough for people to kind of understand. If you don't, again, there's the info button. The blue info button will kind of help you out. You can always refer back to this video, or you can fire us an email.
Cool.
All right, next part. What are we on this script of ours?
Sean, breaking news. Beep, 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 beep,
That's
beep,
my
beep, beep,
news.
beep. We are having, Sean, a flash sale. A sale out of like an RKO, out of nowhere. We have a sale for players. It is happening, if you can believe it, Sean, in less
Breaking
than
news.
24 hours. It is happening tomorrow. That's Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, of course, and it will end on the Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you're going to be getting some bonus item sets when picking
Yeah,
up FP. And we're also going to have a bundle that will give you a set of items plus FP all at 30% off. This is
yeah,
really cool. We haven't had a flash sale in a little while, so I know the team was really keen to get that going. And again, we're sort of continuing the Play a Part Together campaign, and all raids are going to be free for players. So they do not have to spend FP to start the raids up. I'm very excited about this, Sean. We usually see
exactly.
a ton of activity. So not only do we have a flash sale going on, we also have the raid games going on. It might be too much for me to handle. I don't know if I can handle all this.
You're gonna have to. You're just gonna have to make it
It's
through,
true. I'm
Henry.
gonna have to suck it up and just play a lot with our players and have a good time.
Oh, speaking of, what a great segue! Playing a lot with our players and having a good time. After this live stream, we're actually going to jump into a couple battle royale games. So if you guys want to jump in and join us in the Stamina Slugfest, feel free to do so. Um, and then what else is? Oh yeah, new this month. So what else happened this month?
Yeah. What else happened this month?
Gosh, so we had a couple Bounty Blitz week that returned, like the Bounty Blitz week returned, which is always a fun time. Players really love it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an event that we like to throw on for players, and it gets it's a lot of players really kind of jump on during those times, and it's just
Yeah.
fun to see the chat kind of blow up. Um, Speaking of blowing up, the admin blitzes, they have been getting so popular, and
Yeah.
this is kind of just kind of like a thank you to the players who join us all the time. Like it's an event that we don't get to run all the time, but when we do, we look forward to people joining. And I know some people they come near the end and they're like, oh dang, I missed it. That we try to schedule them at the same time, and we'll maybe post more about the times we're going off. Our TGIF always kind of mentions when we are doing one, so you can always look at our blog to see when the next event is happening. But yeah, just kind of a big thank you to all the players for joining us in those events. They're great fun for us,
It's
and yeah, they're
it's I think it's my favorite time of the week. So it's Thursday afternoons, 3 to 4. We do
Tuesdays.
one admin blitz Tuesdays, one admin blitz per game per month. And it's a wonderful way for us to interact with all our wonderful players who support us. Thank you very much. And also we like to thank you for kicking our butts in the admin blitz,
Yeah,
because they really do not get tired of killing us, and we don't get tired of getting killed. So we'll keep on doing them. We'll hopefully expand them down the road. We might do them more often. I've done a flash admin blitz. Maybe if you're
yeah.
very nice to me in world chat, who knows? But yeah, really thrilled at the participation. The numbers keep going up and up. And I know, Sean, we can all agree that the players really enjoy killing Moen the most because he's the coolest.
Yeah, we actually have kind of mini bets on our end of who's gonna survive the longest, who's gonna die the most. So I really want to thank players for always helping me win those because they're wonderful.
Okay,
Everybody works with
we're gonna
Silvio.
have to talk about this afterward. This is not acceptable.
What else have we done this month? We've ran raid games, as you mentioned, on all the other, all of our other games, kind of reiterated each time, taking in the feedback. Again, please give us your feedback. Also, I'm seeing kind of in the live chat, there's some feedback on the admin blitz, which, we should, I should just say, if you send us an email, we take those. We have group meetings every week, and we do we kind of bring up feedback in those meetings. So that's something that we always recommend is fire us an email, and then we can discuss those things with the team. We've done some backend improvements and some bug fixes. We hit some minor bugs earlier in the month. Those have been resolved. And yeah, what else is there? Player feedback, raid event, admin blitz. Yeah, I think that's it. We're now on to kind of the best part. Everybody get ready. Here it comes. The one and only, the trivia section. We need music for this to be like.
Well, that was the breaking news one. We need
multiple
a trivia intro. I don't know what kind of fanfare or something like that. We definitely need to work our. We'll talk to our audio engineers, of which we have none at work, in order for us to make one. But Sean, I love trivia. I know I love trivia. I know you know that I love trivia. So let's get going. Should I lay down question one?
Yeah, I'm going to throw it on screen right now. Lay it on me.
Here we go. Okay.
Okay, what is the 20th location in Mob Wars LCN?
The answer is beep.
yeah. I was a little worried there. I was like, you can't be telling people that.
You can't be telling people. Sean, 50 FP is no joke. I could buy 5 stamina refills with 50 FP.
You can get some items. You can grab a crate. You can do tons of 50 FP.
Hired mobsters. I could just let it sit there and twiddle my thumbs and say I got 50 FP for being a smarty pants and paying attention on the live stream and answering a trivia question.
Speaking of trivia questions, question number 2. During the Battle Royale Stamina Slugfest event, how many med kits do you start with? Now, this one I know is going to be a tough question for a lot of people because it's not something you always kind of pay attention to, but I'm a big fan of Battle Royale, and so I wanted to throw in.
I'm a huge fan of Battle Royale. I know the answer to this, but I'm sure at least one other player knows this. And all they have to do is tell us, and they get 50 FP.
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, and then I'm seeing answers come in. Okay.
Oh, I see some answers. Oh,
okay, number
good.
2.
Paying attention.
Question number 2 has been answered, but I believe question number 1 has not been answered.
Is one still up for bids?
I believe it's it's
my goodness.
Not been answered correctly. So we're gonna move on to question number 3.
Okay.
Last question, final one. Here it is. What are the 5 team colors for the upcoming Raid Games event?
Sean,
I
can't help but remember not 10 minutes ago that we may have said what the team colors were and shown what the team colors were for the Raid Games event. Do you think players will have paid attention?
I don't know. Oh, my microphone's in screen. Let's move that.
I'm gonna give a hint. Mauve and beige are not 2 of the colors. So you can eliminate mauve and beige.
We don't have eggshell color on the teams.
We don't have opal either, or aquamarine.
Okay, so the answers have come in for most of them. I believe number 1 hasn't been answered yet, so I'm going to go double back to it. But trivia question number 2 was, during the Battle Royale Stamina Slugfest, how many medkits do you start with? And the answer was 5. That is correct. Number 3, which colors for this new event? What are the 5 colors? Blue, purple, red, yellow, and green. And we have a ton of people answering that. Whoever got it first, our dedicated Facebook team are going to grab those and then get you guys to message them, and then they can award you the 50 FP. And then question number 1.
I like Stan's answer of rainbow. I mean, he's sort of correct, but we need a little bit more accuracy than that. You could have just said the color spectrum wheel, and technically you would have been correct, but we need a little bit more specification.
Back to question number 1. We're just going to show it one more time, and then we're going to move on. When we'll look through these comments. If someone does get it, we will toss it out. Okay. Well, that is the stream. I think we've covered everything. Go to the closing shot. That's this one. And yeah, all right. Well, I think we've covered everything, Henry. We've talked about the new event. We are going to jump into Battle Royale games. after, and if not, we'll just jump in chat and kind of see who wants to hang out. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you everybody for participating in the trivia. We hope you enjoy the raid games. Remember to give us your feedback after the event. We want to know what you liked about it, what you didn't like. And that's it. Thank you everybody, and we will see you in game.